What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have your normal Tuesday team here. You have myself, AlphaDog Bats, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers. Also, we have to throw in there, recently joined the Knicks fandom, JD. So I'm sure you're in a good mood this morning like I am. And I know another guy who's on the set with us who's probably in a good mood today, in a good mental headspace, and that's probably Jefe Picks. Jefe, how are you today?
Doing great, baby. Doing great. Everything's great. I have no complaints. Just don't let me get started this early.
You can't, because we're not even up to that point yet. We're just asking you how you're doing. So we're glad to hear you're doing well today. JD, my guy, another fresh hat as always. How are you today?
Doing well, man. The rain still has not stopped. It is literally since like yesterday morning, it has literally rained since then. It's supposed to be stopping soon, and if y'all can't tell, the rain, I just don't really like the rain. I just really love the sunshine. So I'm definitely ready for that to pop back out here. But actually, yes, like other than that, everything's great.
Love to hear that. Yeah, I feel the same. Weather is okay here, but I don't care if it was rain, snow, hail, tornado, whatever the hell it is. It's a great day to be in the New York City metropolitan area. I can tell you that. But boys, I think it's time we dive into our recap. You ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're going to do our Monday recap. I will start here. I had a big day yesterday. I went 4-2 overall. We had our MLB 2-pack was a little frustrating. We had a parlay that all came down to the Padres, who, as you know, gave up 6 runs in the 9th inning. They were looking great, 2-run lead going into the 9th. They blew it. Would have been a 5-1 massive day, but we will still take a 4-2 plus 2 unit day every day, all day. JD, how'd you do yesterday?
Had an all right day. As far as last night, it was basically an actual wash. As far as the Rangers, man, the Rangers offense being actually held to only 2 runs.
Crazy.
I did not see that coming. And that one got me because I had the Rangers on the run line there. But yeah, besides that, we had the Yankees. You had the Yankees team total over, which actually was the best bet here on the show yesterday. That was a nice, easy cash for us.
Well, I think that was in the 5th inning that went over, right? The Yankees bats got hot early.
Yeah. And then in the NBA, what I ended up going with was the T-Wolves team total over. And that was another very, very easy cash. So.
All right, we love that. We cashed the T-Wolves yesterday myself, so I was very happy about that. One thing before we get into the recap, well, actually, it's still gonna be in the recap. Jefe, we're gonna go to you. We have to talk about this Knicks game. We just have to. It's about that time. I came on here yesterday. I said to everyone, the Knicks, for them to have a chance to win, need to have a Jalen Brunson game. There needs to be at least one game in this series where he goes off for in between 35 and 40 points and takes a game over. Well, he had a little help. It wasn't just him. He did do that. He scored 39 points. He did what he needed to do. But Mikal Bridges was absolutely unbelievable, especially in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Jefe, we need your thoughts.
Well, first of all, I got to pat myself on the back. Little sweeperoo for the Hefster yesterday, 5-0.
Love that.
How about a little Tigers money line? How about a little Cubs minus 1.5 and the Yankees money line? Knicks plus 6.5. Didn't need the points. Shouldn't have ever taken the points. I'm an idiot. I apologize. And then let's sprinkle in the last one, the Edmonton Oilers money line. I'm going to PSA real quick before I get into the Yankees. The Knicks, sorry. Take the Oilers futures. Just trust me on this. I've been on them since they honestly lost in the Cup last year. And I'm in my head, I was thinking that they're winning it next year. I have so many futures dating back from the offseason for the Oilers. I'm so happy they're playing their best hockey right now. I love that their matchup right now might be Dallas. Big game in the West between Winnipeg and Dallas tonight, I should say. So just keep an eye out on that. Great day overall for us yesterday, 5-0. We're going to bring that energy to today. But obviously, I could have went 22-1 on 23 plays yesterday. And if the one play I would have lost would have been the Knicks, I wouldn't have been this happy. I am not happy that we won. I am elated how we won. Before I get into it, I want to shout out a couple people. Dave Portnoy, go fuck yourself. Brian Windhorst, go fuck yourself. Reggie Miller, go fuck yourself. Doris Burke, go fuck yourself.
Those were some pretty good ones. Those were some pretty good ones. I can't lie about that. Bill Simmons, you could be adding that. Bill Simmons.
Post-game, halftime, pre-game, radio host and or television host, go fuck yourself. Eddie House in particular, go fuck yourself. If I hear one more, I'm going to give Brian Windhorst 20 seconds of my life. His ability right after the Knicks game ended to go on national television on ESPN and make it seem like if the Tatum injury didn't happen, that game would have been closer at the end.
I know.
Is quite possibly a fireable offense. Buddy, bud, dog, I know you're fat as fuck, and maybe that's making you a little bit woozy. All right? Maybe your blood sugar goes low. You needed to freaking get another hot dog in your mouth. But let me tell you something. When
sounds good.
OJ made that dunk, the Knicks had a 95.6% win probability.
And a 9-point lead.
Was over. I feel really bad for Jason Tatum. And we can get into that. We probably should after I break down this game about how me and Alpha spoke offline about how this could be the end of this iteration of this Celtics team because if this injury is what we think it is, which I'm not a doctor, but
it is.
Come on, guys. We've seen this 1,000 times. It's going to be a 12-month recovery.
No matter what it is, if it's an ACL, an Achilles, whatever it is, it's a catastrophic long-term lower leg injury.
And we're having
the
conversation about this might be the last time these guys can stay together on the court because of the dollars before this injury happened. Now I think it's a no-brainer for Boston.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens is honestly probably in a great spot to be in a weirdly great spot. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay. I'm not going to talk about Jalen Brunson because I have now come to the point where I expect this. One point I want to make about Jalen Brunson, I remember the conversation was last offseason. You can't win a championship with Jalen Brunson being your best player. Yep. I can't say you're wrong because we haven't won yet, but you can definitely win playoff games, and that's ultimately what it takes to win a championship.
Yep.
I saw Cat be a center last night.
He was unbelievable.
I thought was
unbelievable.
Perfect. I didn't see him take too many of those ridiculous threes, which, mind you, he makes sometimes, but that's not.
He had a couple. He had a couple ridiculous threes.
Yeah. I saw OJ Anunoby play exactly why you pay a guy like him $40 million a year, because he is one of the best two-way players in the league. He is officially reminding me of a young Kawhi, a young Paul George, just not so much on the offense. But you can't tell me he's not. He can't. There's nobody that I don't think he can lock down on defense, guys. Officially, at this point, I don't think there's any player in the league, a one-on-one matchup, that I wouldn't feel confident that he can stop that person from having their usual point average.
Question for you regarding that same topic. Who do you think is more vital to the Knicks' success? Hoji, Mikal?
Oh, this is the next guy I'm getting into. There's not even a question about it. Mikal Bridges is the unsung MVP of this team.
I agree.
What he did in the Brunson-less minutes should be on a video game highlight tape for all young kids to see how to play winning basketball. Never forced a shot. Found his spot every single time and took the shot that was given to him at his spot every single time while also playing fantastic defense on the opposite side. He made one bad shot, one bad play that I thought. He got baited out by an amazing rebound by OG Anunoby. He took a transition three. I don't know if you remember. We're down 4 at the time.
I do.
I thought it was a terrible shot. He should have took it into the hole, but luckily we got the rebound. OG hooked it up to JB, and JB got a layup. So it didn't F us up. I want to say this. There was a stretch in the end of the third quarter where Jalen Brunson and Jason Tatum going back and forth. That was cinematic basketball.
It was answer for answer.
It was incredible basketball, and I got to give Jason Tatum a lot of credit. And I'm not only giving him credit because he's injured and it's bad. I want to give him credit because me included, we're absolutely shitting on him in game 1 and 2.
Yep.
And what he did in game 4 was he put on a masterclass.
42 points.
I'm telling you, he would have had 50. The Knicks still would have won. Guys, do not get it twisted. The Knicks still would have won, but he was putting on a masterclass. And I'm gonna say this one last thing. Then I'm gonna pass it off to you, Alpha, and I want you to talk about Mitch because he deserves some love, and then I want you to talk about the coaching. But I just want to make one more point. This game was won in a very tiny little stretch for the Knicks. Just like I was saying, almost end of the third quarter. Tatum, Brunson, and all of a sudden, Jason Tatum had about 5 possessions in a row where he legitimately could not make a shot.
Yep.
And in that 3-minute span, the Knicks went from down 4 to up 3 into the 4th. And I think the Celtics sat down and they said, holy shit. I mean, our best player's playing the best. We're making our threes, and these guys won't stop.
Yep.
The Celtics cannot win in a rock fight. They do not know how to play a close game or come from behind. And the Knicks, that's all they know how to do.
Yeah.
I'm proud of a Knicks victory. It was the biggest victory I've ever seen in my lifetime that I can remember.
Agreed.
So proud to be a Knicks fan, but in no way, shape, or form do I think we've won yet.
Yeah, do I.
Boston, I don't care. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, I don't care who's not playing, who's playing. It's a tough environment with a championship pedigree team that's deep. I am not one of these Knicks fans that's telling you Knicks at 5. I don't even need to watch on Wednesday. I'm actually quite nervous about Wednesday if you want the truth.
Yeah,
but I'll let you speak to the rest, Alpha.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I think Mitchell Robinson played a huge piece for this Knicks team in the entire series. The way he anchored the defense when he came in there, shots were altered, the paint was clear, and he did a fantastic job. I think Tom Thibodeau, for the first time all series, for the first time I'm willing to accept and admit he had a fantastic game. To me, the big difference was in the fourth quarter. Josh Hart picks up his 5th foul. Say about 10 seconds later, Jaylen Brown
Still don't
picked up his 5th
understand that
foul.
play. Still don't understand how it wasn't overturned. I thought Scott Frost, at that point, I was ready to erupt.
It seemed like the calls were all going one way. But I'm not going to talk about the reffing because the Knicks did overcome it. During that span, there was about 6 minutes after both players picked up the 5th foul where the Knicks left in Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride was all over the court with pace and speed, and his speed is a huge difference maker in this series. We saw it when he came in, and I was texting all the guys I know who are Knicks fans saying they need to leave Deuce in. Don't get Josh Hart back in the game because it's working. And then what did the Celtics do? They brought back in Jaylen Brown, and Tom Thibodeau didn't change the lineup. He left Josh Hart on the bench. He let Deuce McBride, the backup, the guy who has not performed in the playoffs his whole career, a guy who has struggled mightily in the playoffs his whole career, left him in the crunch time. He made some big plays, and he was all over the court. I thought the Knicks were fantastic. I'm very excited to see where they can go this year. And for the first time, I am willing to admit, I do think the Knicks will win this series. After last night, going up 3-1, it's the first time I do believe.
I agree with you. Don't get it twisted. Series. I'm just not willing to put. I'm just not willing to say out loud that we win it in 5.
I don't think they're going to win in 5. I think we lose.
I would not be shocked if we lose in 5. I'm going to say this again. I'm sorry, lose game 5.
I was going to say, whoa.
But I do think we win this series. I can see a team like the Celtics rallying around in Tatum injury and being like, guys, we are not going to lose this shit in front of our home crowd.
I don't know, though, because they might be mentally. The issue with them is when things go wrong, when they face adversity in the game, when the Knicks are making their run, they crumble. So I don't know if this adversity is going to help them. JD, I need to know what you thought of the game. As someone who watched it I know you're rooting for the Knicks, but you haven't been a Knicks fan your whole life, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What was your take of what you saw in this game? And then we're going to get into the slate. There's a lot of people here who've been enjoying the recap, about 400 before we got into any bets today. So we appreciate every single one of you.
I mean, as far as pregame, I thought it was going to be a Celtics win. I actually thought it was going to be a close game, but I thought it was going to be a Celtics win. But then in the third, it was about midway through the third. You could just feel it. You could feel that comeback coming, and that's when I texted our actual little group chat, and I actually put in a wager: Knicks money line live.
Yep.
You could just feel it coming, and then right after that is when they started coming back there. I mean, actually, it was a fun game. It actually really was. But actually, y'all have actually broke all that down great. I have to bring up the fact that it is the most likely outcome currently that neither the Celtics or the Cavs are not even going to make the Eastern Conference Final.
Just crazy.
I want to talk about the Cavs, but I know we're obviously going to talk about the game.
We are.
I have things to say.
Yeah,
okay.
That to me, just saying that is wild.
Wild, bro. After this season, how they were the 2 best teams and in the Eastern Conference we've seen in so long, and these are the 2 teams they're going to face off in the Eastern Conference Championship. It's destined to be. Or is it not?
Can I be honest with you guys? I heard a take on radio this morning when I was driving into work. And it really got me thinking. I actually had to look it up myself. The Celtics had, and obviously you guys don't remember because I didn't remember, the most cupcake road to the finals last year.
Yes. Everyone was hurt. They played every injured team.
They played hurt teams. They played teams that they were way better than. And in the Eastern Conference Finals, they played the Pacers, who let's honestly say it. And I know the Pacers are 1 win away. Just like
don't say it. Don't say it. Do not say that. Do not say they're a bad team.
No, I'm not saying they're a bad team. They don't have. I'm not scared of any single person on that team. I'm scared of the team, but there's not one person I am scared of.
But that's what makes them good. They don't have a selfish player. I kind of think that's their strength, is that they don't have a true elite superstar. You can call Halliburton a superstar maybe, but he's not a guy who's going to put up 50 shots a game. He's a facilitator as well. So, I mean, I think it actually benefits them, Jefe, not having a true number one superstar on that team.
Yeah. They're a good team. And listen, I don't want to talk about them because if things fall how they're supposed to fall,
that's why I don't want you to jinx the Knicks and say some dumb shit.
The amount of times I'm going to talk about them, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get a fuck TJ McConnell t-shirt. It's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go on Etsy. I'm going to get it done immediately because he's a thorn in my side, and I hate him, and I want him to know that. But going forward with this Knicks series that we're currently in, I'm really proud of Tom Thibodeau and his coaching. I'm really proud of the decisions. I only have a problem with one player right now, and he's not even important enough for me to mention. I'm not even going to waste airtime on him. But Jalen Brunson is playing out of his mind when it matters. And you know who else is who's not getting enough love for it? Mikal Bridges. He has the best plus minus of any player in the playoffs in the fourth quarter. Plus 33.
I thought it was 35, 33. Amazing.
Whatever it is. It's incredible. The next closest is SGA at plus 15. It's SGA. That was about to win the MVP probably, or I don't even know anymore what they're doing with that because shouldn't they announce it tonight?
Yeah, 100%. We've been waiting forever to hear it. But we do have to move on. People are starting to want to hear the picks, and I definitely want to give out some picks today. One last question from our guy, Footy. We appreciate you as always, Footy. Will we be disappointed? And this is a question to JD because JD is officially on the Knicks train, so he gets to answer these questions. Will we think this season is a bust if the Knicks don't make the finals? No. If they beat the Celtics, no matter what, this has been a successful season, is my opinion.
Yeah, I'm the exact same there now, and we could get into what I'm about to say a whole bunch, so I'm not trying to get into it, but I do have to say it real quick. Yes, with the way the Celtics, with the way it's looking like it's about to go for them starting this next year, the whole Eastern Conference is
bingo.
Kind of dog shit. Hang on, and
right
actually, Knicks are going to be number one. The Knicks are going to be your number one Eastern Conference team.
Yes, I agree with JD 1,000%. I agree with JD.
And then the West is fucking loaded. It is going to now be a Western Conference. Yeah. It's going to be Western Conference for probably the next 5 years.
We can't move on without talking about this, guys. What happened last night? Not the game, not the games. What happened last night in the draft lottery? I think has such an insane impact on exactly what JD just said. I think you're going to see Western stars traded to the East. Okay, and I'm telling you, there's only one player that's a wild card that I think could go west. It's Giannis. But I don't see the Mavs doing it.
He can go to whatchamacallit, not the Mavs.
But I think San Antonio has a chance.
Thank you, Spurs.
And that happens. I don't know what that team's going to be unbeatable. But I agree with JD says. I think there's a really good shot, and I teased this earlier, so I just have to finish this tease, that the Celtics move on from Jaylen Brown this offseason.
Yes, 100%. I think that's a foregone conclusion.
They can look at this next season and be like, look, Jason Tatum's not seeing the floor, and why not just have a season where we're not that great, and maybe we get a lottery pick, and then Jason Daniels is back. We get a good lottery pick, and we still have Derek White under contract, Drew Holiday for another run, Kristaps Porzingis for another run, and Jaylen Brown can get a lot of value for them.
I need to trade
of value. Jaylen Brown has not only proven himself as a 1B, but he could be a 1A on some teams, and there's plenty of teams that could use his
he could definitely be a 1A. Play. He could be a 1A.
He is a fantastic two-way player. He's a fantastic perimeter defender, and when he's scoring efficiently. Yeah. I think the NBA is in for a huge shakeup with multiple All-Stars being traded this season. KD, possibly Giannis, Zion, Trae Young.
Booker could go. There's a million different things.
I think this lottery, look, do I think it was fixed?
I don't. I'm not even going to get into it. I don't.
It's a little bit weird.
I don't think so.
I think obviously the big winners, Dallas is the biggest winner ever. They just reset their franchise. San Antonio, though. San Antonio is in an incredible spot, possibly better than the Mavs moving forward. And Philly, man, the process finally might have worked for them. I mean, they get a shot at probably either Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, they'll have one.
I think are both younger versions of Paul George in a way, and I don't know what they do with Paul George, but very interesting. Yeah, that's all. That's all I had to say. I just wanted to say because JD made a great point.
No, absolutely agree with you, and I agree with the point.
The East is as wide open as possibly it's ever going to be. I could see all-stars from the West wanting to move to the East to join teams that are like middle of the pack.
Yep.
Name me a team. Name me middle of the pack. Detroit is a great version. Detroit is one of those teams, watch out for them, to trade for an all-star from the West. Who? I don't freaking know. But yeah. You could name any one of them that would help them.
Yeah, the NBA, the entire landscape of the NBA is going to change this offseason. I think that's a pretty foregone conclusion. We'll have to see where these guys go. I think there's going to be a ton of movement. And as you said, I do think the Celtics, with the new CBA, pretty much we all understand they have to blow it up. And with Tatum's injury, either they tried it for one more year and they go all in, or they blew it up this offseason. With the injury, it's pretty clear they have to blow it up.
Pay him if he's injured for the whole year.
Yes, you're still on the books. Yes, you're still on the books. Yes. No, it's not. I mean, it's a good question, sure, but the answer is yes. You're still on the books for that team. That's why it's a guaranteed contract. All right, boys. You know what time it is. It's time to get into a little daily NBA. You knew we had to do a little bit longer of a recap today with the Knicks, so I do apologize. But we're getting right in to the
don't apologize.
Today. Well, you don't have to. I will for the both of us. Let's dive into the first MLB game we're breaking down today, which is going to be the New York Yankees taking on the Seattle Mariners. Pitching for the Yankees is the best pitcher I've seen in New York in quite some time, and we've had Garrett Cole here for quite some time, and that's Max Fried. Max Fried 6-0 on the year with a 1.05 ERA. He's got a sub-1 whip as well with a 0.91 whip. In 51 innings of work, he is
I think we just...
Is he frozen or am I frozen?
Nah, yeah, I think he's frozen.
Back. Nope, can't hear you.
Kinda. Alpha, maybe.
Nope. He's going to have to come out and come back in. Anyway, I'll fill in on Max Fried, guys, because Max Fried's been incredible. All right. He has had 8 starts this year, and all 8 have been wins. 6-0 is his record, but really more importantly than any of that, a 1.05 ERA is absurd. A point, an under 1 whip at 0.91, 47 keys across 51 innings. He has pitched incredibly for the Yanks. The issue is that even though Brian Wu, who's the starter for the Mariners, isn't as good as Fried, he's damn up there. He's close. Wu's 4-1, 3.25 ERA, but his whip is incredible, 0.92, 0.01 above what Fried is. And that's probably why you can get the Yankees at somewhat of a reasonable number here. I even have seen this as low as minus 135. It seems like it's anywhere now between there and minus 145. So, JD, I'll kick it off to you. I mean, Yanks took this first one yesterday, and offense really came alive around the 5th inning. What do you think? I mean, honestly, all runs were just center field too. J-Rod had 7 chances to rub 7 home runs and missed every single one of them. He couldn't catch shit. Leave and come back.
Yeah, you're gonna have to leave, man. We still can't hear anything.
You got up. There we go. All right, JD.
All right, there we go. We're trying this now. All right. Yeah, man. When I saw this price last night, I had to go ahead and bet this. I had to go ahead and send this out to everybody then.
So you're not worried about it. You're not worried about this price being. All right, Alpha, try talk.
Hello.
There we are.
Okay, there we go.
All right, JD's breaking. Yeah. JD's in the middle breaking down. I was about to ask him a question.
As far as this,
usually Max Fried, right? I mean, you're rarely getting his number under minus 150.
Correct.
Are you think this is because Wu is just a really good pitcher for the Mariners, great whip, or is this a little bit of a trap?
Wu is very good. And actually, Wu is very good at actually home also. So that I think has a lot to do with that. Plus, his last start was not good. I believe that was versus the A's. He did not have a good start. He actually gave up 5 earned. So also this is kind of saying like the books actually think that this is going to be actually like a bounce back start for him. And someone this actually morning, they actually brought this actually up because they were saying like this line it just doesn't make sense, and they were saying to me as far as how the Yankees bats have been hot, but since they're moving to this actually ballpark now, am I like afraid that they're not going to be as hot? And I'm like, did you miss the game last night? Yeah. They actually scored 11 runs.
Yep.
So anyway, like why somebody was bringing that up, I'm not even sure because they've already been here and played. Yeah, to me, this is simple, guys. We talk about it all of the time. Baseball is that one sport. Ride the hot, fade the cold. The Yankees are hot currently. Bats are on fire. They are going. We're getting, if not the best pitcher in actually baseball currently, one of the best.
No, the best. Literally, statistically speaking, the best.
I mean, as far as Fried goes, I think I told Alpha this actually like last week. I am such a Max Fried fan that I have to. It doesn't matter where he goes. Like, even though I am not a Yankees fan, like I still root for him, like to like do well. I'm just such a Max Fried guy. So this number to me, I actually think it should be more in the like minus 160 range. As far as during the day today, I won't be shocked like if this moves up more. But yeah, I mean, and then as far as the Mariners, what they've lost, I believe 4 in a row now. To me, this just it still points to Yankees everything here. And I was very happy to actually like grab a very cheap price.
Yeah. Oh, Alpha's not here.
Alpha, I guess.
All right. I'll go next. I love the Yankees here, man. The line is scaring me a little. It's not going to be a mega unit play for me, just a normal play for me, but it's going to be one of my favorite plays today on the slate. I think ultimately I'm willing to even give Wu more credit than he deserves and say that the pitchers cancel each other out. And then I'm just going to go to the lineups. And I think that the Yankees are better than the Mariners in the lineup right now. I saw that last night. It wasn't just the home runs, which there were plenty of. And I made a joke saying that Julio Rodriguez had chances to catch 7. He actually really did. There was actually a few, especially the Grisham second home run. I kind of didn't understand why he didn't jump. He went literally right over his head. He almost just like kind of had PTSD from the first one that he had on his glove and lost. Regardless, it was situational hitting by Judge, great hitting by Goldschmidt. I mean, the guy is, my God, what a free agent signing that might turn into. Great hitting all around from everybody, basically. And I didn't see that from the Mariners. And against who started last night? Will Warren or Schmidt? I'm forgetting. Schmidt. Against Schmidt, that's a different animal than Fried. So I got to take the Mariners here. And like JD said, baseball is one of those weird sports. You just ride. You just got to ride the hot bats. And you'll know when they cool off. It'll be very obvious in your face. But not after they drop 11 and the way that they dropped it yesterday. So give me the Yanks on the money line.
This is the one sport where this, to me, with Christian Center there, I don't give a shit. It is the one sport where, as far as the money goes, I do not care.
I care in the playoffs. It matters a lot.
Okay, playoffs.
I think everything just in baseball playoffs.
That's all sports. That's all.
Yeah.
Sports.
Well, yeah. Baseball playoffs is such a weird animal, man, because you live on every single damn pitch. Like it's unlike anything because it's so slow versus all the other sports are just so like fast. But I totally agree with JD says, especially the one weird thing about baseball is like the run lines, right? Like you could have yesterday, the Cubs were like minus 280 to win the game, but like minus 120 on the run line. So 80% of the money line, 80% of the people are on the money line there. It doesn't affect me at all. The big favorites usually win in baseball, unless you're the Padres the other day against the Rockies. Jeez.
Or yesterday as well. So I'll jump in here. I haven't given my play on this game yet. And I apologize, everybody. I have a 90-year-old plus family member who accidentally had her phone calling me every 3 seconds and it kept interrupting my audio. So I've gotten that fixed. So I apologize for the delay, everyone. So over to this game. I'm sure these guys have said it. Max Fried has been unfucking believable for the Yankees since he's been here. This tonight will be his 8th start. The Yankees have won every single game that he has started this year. He may not have the win on every single game, but when Max Fried goes out there, you could basically chalk up. He's going to give you 5 to 7 innings of 1 to 2 run baseball at most and keep the Yankees in the game. With how hot their bats are hitting right now, how can you not take the Yankees in the spot at under a minus 150? So I am going to be taking the Yankees at a minus 140. It's not a terrible price there, but I wanted it a little bit closer to minus 125. But even at a minus 140, I still think there's value on the Yankees. They should be able to get to Woo. They should be able to put some runs up, and I highly think the Yankees will get it done. Give me the Yanks on the money line. Did anyone else not go on this game? Yes, I kind of missed it.
We're all good.
So we're all good. I sound okay. I'm hearing that I sound like I'm on
yeah.
helium. I don't sound like I'm on helium.
Nah.
Okay, well, let me check one thing. Well, then I guess that's why. I
might have. Let's keep it moving. All right, boys. Next game we're breaking down. D-backs, Giants. D-backs are coming in 22-20 on the year. They are 11-8. For the Giants, they're 24-18 on the year, and they're 12-6 at home. They're a much better home team than they are a road team. Going to the pitching matchup, we have our guy, JD, Brandon PFAT. PFAT 6-2 with a 3.2 ERA. In 46 innings of work, he's allowed 47 hits. He has allowed 10 walks and 7 homers. On the other side, former Cy Young winner Robbie Ray, who just refuses to get old and go away. He's 5-0 on the year with a 2.8 ERA. He's been unbelievable. Robbie Ray is a guy who you would think eventually would slow down. He just keeps having some great seasons. He is 33, going to be 34 this year. At home, Robbie Ray has a 1.8 ERA, and that's the spot he's pitching in today. Jefe, you taking Robbie Ray? You going the other way? What you got?
Dude, Robbie Ray, man. I'm trying to see. Yeah, so he's also one of these guys. 5-0, but in all 8 of his starts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 of his starts, Giants have won all the game.
Yep.
Even the 3 games they didn't get credit for. He's won on the road, he's won at home, he's won against bad teams, against good teams. I gotta be honest, I'm fairly impressed with him. I did not see this coming. I thought he was done. He was done last year. So kudos to him. Diamondbacks are a good team. Giants at home play good baseball. This line is exactly where it should be because Diamondbacks did win last night. It was a close game. Giants have lost 4 games in a row. So it's kind of all adding up to this is kind of the theory. This might go against the theory that JD just said. You got a hot team who's pitching one of their best pitchers. And you got a not hot team that's lost 4 games in a row that's pitching their best pitcher who's better than the other team's pitcher. In this one, I got to go with the Giants at home. Robbie Ray just is putting them in positions to win. I think today he'll do that too. And it's not like the Diamondbacks beat the cover off the ball yesterday. They won it 2-1. It's up to the Giants offense to put up more runs they did yesterday with a better pitcher in front of them.
I respect it, JD. What you got?
Man, all right. So we got our guy, Brandon P. Fat, 6-2 on the year, 3.28 ERA. We got Robbie Ray on the other side, 5-0, 2.8.
Fire me up, JD. Fire me up.
2.84 ERA. Man, these guys are good.
I have a feeling I know what you're going to say.
I don't believe it, man. I still don't believe in either one of these guys.
Just taking the over.
Yeah, I still think that both of these guys are going to come back down to earth. And tonight could be a good spot for it. As far as the lineups actually against each other, actually both of the lineups have actually done fairly well here. We're actually getting a total that is a 7.5. And I just think that's too low here. I think this is a spot where actually both of these teams can put up runs. As far as in actually San Fran, the wind doesn't really help out much, but it is blowing out. I believe it's blowing out around 15. So I mean, it actually does help a little bit there.
Wait, whoa. JD's weather report. We can't not have the graphic up. Come on, we have to honor you, JD. You do the best weather on any show on this app.
But yeah, the wind, it does look like it's blowing between 15 and 17 miles per hour out. Just like I said, for this park, that doesn't mean as much as actually most parks will, but that does help us some. But I think that this should be an 8, an actual flat 8 here. So getting this, I just really like that. Plus, as far as the D-backs actually bullpen, I do not trust them at all. So I think they're going to give up runs. So also as far as the side, I would have to lean towards the Giants side here.
Yep, that's what I'm taking. I'm taking the Giants, and I agree with you, Jefe. Wherever did he go? Oh, my God, he's there. I thought he was gone. I am on the Giants in this spot. I believe in Robbie Ray. JD, I also agree with you, though. I think we're going to see runs in this game. I just believe in the Giants at home. I think they are going to be able to pull this one out, and I think the value is on the Giants as well. You can currently get them at a plus 100. It's exactly what I'm taking, and I would recommend locking them in now. I do have a feeling this is going to be like a couple of the other games we've spoken about recently. When this gets close to first pitch, I do think this will be either a pick'em line or the Giants will probably be favored. So if you do agree with me, take the Giants now. Don't wait to take this one. This one is one where I do feel the line is going to move in the other direction. All right, boys. Well, it's about that time. we get into a little NBA playoff action, and I'm excited to get into this first game because we do have some NBA news and some injury news, and important injury news about this first game. And as you guys can imagine, we're talking about the early game. We are talking about the Pacers taking on the Cavaliers. This story, very similar to the story about the Celtics and the Knicks. The underdog, the Pacers, the higher seed, are up 3-1, looking to close it out in Cleveland in Game 5 tonight. The big concern about this game, the big news everyone's waiting to hear, will Cleveland have their guy? Will Donovan Mitchell be able to give it a go and play tonight? Because this team, without him in the lineup, to me at least, would be doomed. Well, we did get reports from Morning Shoot-Around in Cleveland this morning, and Donovan Mitchell was a full participant. So, you guys know on the show, we break it down. We've been spot on when we tell you we think he's going to play. I'm very confident that we see Donovan Mitchell play in this game tonight if he went through that Morning Shoot-Around as a full participant. With that news, Jefe, we have a really big line here. I know this series is back in Cleveland. They're one of the best home teams, but the Pacers have been unbelievable. They've been impossible to stop offensively. Both ends of the court, they're flying up and down. And you're telling me right now it's a 7.5-point spread. What do you like in this one? Are the Cavs going to make this one 3-2, extend the series, and keep it going? You think the Pacers are going to close it out in 5? What do you got?
I actually think this is going to be one of those Cavs, I think, stomp them tonight.
Really? You think it's going to be you think it's the opposite of last game when the Cavs got stomped by the Pacers? You think they're going to do it back to them? Respect it.
I think the Cavs come out tonight with an absolute fire into their ass after an absolute embarrassing isn't the word. It's below embarrassing what happened to them in Game 4. Game 4. And, I mean, it was from the jump. They were never in that game. And
41.5.
Those types of games are easier for a player to forget. The coaching staff just says, we're not even going to ever watch film from that game. We're going to flush it down the toilet. We're not going to talk about it.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing you can take out of that game. We're not watching this.
Exactly. I think that's the best thing could happen. I am also undecided who wins the series. I think there was something to be said for being embarrassed. I think if you see a Cavs team come out today and put the beat down on the Pacers, I'm giving them a chance to win Game 6, and then anything could happen in Game 7. If you see a Cavs team today that claws and fights and just wins in a rock fight and is just happy to get a W, which a W is a W in the playoffs. But when you're down 3-1, I think there's a little more to be said in terms of like the little things that happen inside of a game. I'm looking for how this game is played. I do think the Cavs win this game. I'm taking the Cavs by 7.5. They win this game by double digits. Would I be shocked if the Cavs win by a possession? No. Would I be shocked if the Pacers win this game by a possession? No. I would be shocked if the Pacers blow them out, though. So I think the Cavs have to believe in themselves. They're way too well coached, way too talented, too many good players on that team for them to have a 0 like they did in Game 4. Looking for the Cavs to be the Cavs today, and I think they need it because speaking of a team that might look at themselves in the mirror in the offseason and be like, what are we doing? If they lose again without making it past the second round again, I don't know what to do with this team.
Bro, they're banged up. They missed 3 starters in a couple games here. Like, I get that. And
then
if they were healthy, I would agree. Yeah, but they're not healthy.
Yeah.
They're playing, sure. They're not healthy. Donovan Mitchell didn't play in the second half. Granted, that game was over by halftime. I'm not going to use that as an excuse. They were down 41 points. But, I mean, Garland's got the foot. Mobley's got whatever the hell's wrong with him. And now they got Mitchell, who's banged up. And don't forget, Hunter's banged up as well. So they really have some guys that are truly banged up. I don't think the Cavs are in a position that they're going to need to blow it up realistically. I think they have overachieved, truthfully, to the talent level. You're talking about a team that doesn't have like a plethora of stars. They have Donovan Mitchell. He's a fantastic player, and he is a true superstar. Outside of him, does anybody think Evan Schmobley is a real superstar? JD, do you think Evan Mobley is a true superstar?
Whoa, yeah, DPOY.
He won DPOY, but do you think he's a superstar? So did Rudy Gobert. Is Rudy Gobert a superstar?
I was about to say, as far as the word actually superstar, no.
No. And I think they have one true guy, and I think they overachieve for how good they are. I mean, Ty Jerome, everyone was saying he was going to get a massive max deal after this year with how well he's played. Now we get in the playoffs, we see the real value of a Ty Jerome. He's a decent player, but he's not a guy who's going to win you a playoff series. This one's tough to me because the Cavs have shown me nothing. They're banged up, and the Pacers play with speed. The last thing you want to deal with when you're hurt and laboring, you got some leg issues, you got stuff going on, is sprinting back and forth nonstop with the pace of the Pacers. It makes me very hesitant to take the Cavs. Do I think the Cavs are going to win this game? Yes, but do I think the Cavs are going to cover? I don't. I think it's too many points. Right now, you can get a +8 on the Pacers. The Pacers have shown you their pace is a problem. They're going to run up and down the court all game long, and they're going to be able to score. I just don't see a way that the Cavs win this by more than 8. I know I took the Cavs in the last game. I was wrong there. I've seen too much from this Pacers team. They're too talented. They can score from all 3 levels. That I think that the Pacers are gonna keep this one close. They may even win. So give me the Pacers plus the 8. JD, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, this like number to me just actually kind of like you're saying. It just seems really big. Because if you look at not just the playoffs, but as far as the regular season, is like, well, the Pacers have been beaten this actually Cavs team. They just the style of play, the
6-2 against them combined.
They like just match up well. I mean, sometimes you just have those teams. And actually, like you said, I mean, the Pacers are actually going to try to go as fast as they humanly possibly can. I mean, like that's going to be their game plan. And the Cavs, I like don't know. Okay, yes, I am expecting the Cavs to like win here. If the Pacers win, I will not be shocked whatsoever, though. What I think the best thing to do here is just to go back to a play that I've been going with, and that's the Pacers team total over. You're only asking them tonight to actually score 110 points. That's not very much. As far as the first 2 games in actually Cleveland, they scored 120 and actually then 121. The Cavs were able to slow them down for that little bit because they actually threw that zone at them. I believe that was in game 3. Yep. And actually like that like slowed them down for like a little bit, but even then they were still able to then score on actually that. So now I just don't think I don't think the Cavs have anything really new to throw out there at them now. So no matter what happens, I just don't see the Pacers offense being actually held down here.
Do you think this game ends in 5 in either direction? Because that's kind of my all the stuff that I said brings me back to I think this game is a 5-point game in either direction. I don't know who wins it, but I do think it stays within 5 on either side. Do you feel that way, JD?
Yes. As far as this game here, as far as the series, the Pacers need to get this game or either next game, because if it does end up going to 7, I actually do think the Cavs are going to actually win.
I agree.
But yeah, so
Jefe, what do you think? We're seeing in the comments, people were expecting a rant from you in this game. We're seeing here from Pardon My J, where is this the Pacers talk Jefe, and then from Aiden, didn't Jefe have a Pacers rant? So I'm not sure if you alluded to one earlier, but I think you had something you wanted to add to this game when we were talking about it.
My rant was that I don't think the series is over. And I said I'm not going to go on my Pacers rant until the series is over, until the Knicks series is over, and I'll tell you what I really think of the team. But I don't think this series is over. I think the Cavs have the best player in the series still. I even could make a case they have the second best player in the series still, but he might be injured. This is going to come down to how bad the Cavs want it and how much they're being affected by these injuries. Yeah. I give the Pacers all the credit in the world, but what happened last game is an anomaly. I saw Miles Turner make Michael Jordan style shots. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I don't think that's going to continue.
Okay, MT can shoot. MT's a baller.
And I do think the Pacers are a very good matchup for the Cavs because they both have the depth. They could both match up even as you go into the 6th, 7th, 8th man. And I think that's really, really important, especially when you have to match the opposite team who's better than you in the Cavaliers. So I think the Pacers are the Cavs' worst nightmare. But I'm not gonna say that this is it. Pacers are winning. I don't believe in them that much.
Aiden is asking us what is the team totals here. Let me pull that up. JD, do you want to go into anything on this game while I pull up that information?
I mean, it should be just math will tell you it should be around like the 120 range.
That's what I figured. You're the team total guy.
So yeah, and I mean, as far as the full game over, I mean, like you would have to lean there. I mean, just because I don't think the pace is going to slow down. So
I'm with you 1,000%. Any props you guys like on this game? As I'm kind of just killing time trying to find this line. I got it. We don't even need the props anymore. I found the line. Okay. Home team, Cleveland Cavs, team total 119.5. JD, you were literally on point to the number. 119.5. And then the that is the Cavs team total. Pacers team total is 111.5.
Oh, okay. That's actually gone up now. So.
Yep. Yeah, I think I kind of like it, to be honest. Like, I kind of think that's a good play, but I'm sticking together with my Pacers +8. I still think that's the best play on this game. Anything you guys want to add before we move into the final breakdown of the day?
No, I'm very interested in this game. I think it's
yeah. What actually Aiden is saying here, right? That does not make any sense.
Well, it's 119.5 and then 111.5, so it's an exactly 8-point difference. The spread's exactly 8.
It had gone up.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, so it does make sense. It's exactly 8 is the current spread.
It does.
All right, boys. Final game of the night. We're breaking down Denver Nuggets taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. This one, really, I thought should have been 3-1 Denver, but we come to Game 5 as a 2-2 series, returning back to OKC. Little friendly reminder for everyone out there. OKC finished this season 35-6 at home. They were the best home team, arguably, in the league. One of the best home teams we've seen in quite some time, but that means nothing when you have a very young team and they have to get it together and play right. In the playoffs, Jefe, I'm going to ask you, we have a huge spread here. We have another 10.5-point line currently between these two teams. Now, when you take a look at how these games have played out, there's only one game that would have been over that 10.5-point spread. It was in OKC, Game 2, when they won by 1.5 billion, 149-106.
149.
But all the other games have been close. Game 1 was 121-119. Game 3 was 113-104. I know that's a 9-point spread. That covers here. And then Game 4, 92-87, a low-scoring game. So what do you think here? It's a big spread.
I'm rolling with the Nuggets +10.5 here. I think that they have a chance to win. I do think that the Thunder will win this game, just not by double digits. I think the Nuggets have too much of a championship pedigree and been here, done that before. And I think they've been too clutch in this series. And as weird as this sounds, the Nuggets, you said the Nuggets should be up 3-1, and I get why you say that. If I just looked at Jokic's box scores from the last couple games, if you didn't tell me what this series was, I would have told you the Thunder up 3-1. Because Jokic has not been playing good basketball. And
Aiden, what's this you're putting in here? Well, Jefe continues. What is ESPN reporting? Anyone SSS all these reports on Westbrook? I don't know, but please put it in there. Would love to know.
I've seen them, but I think the Nuggets show up tonight. I think the Thunder show up too. This is this series is going to 7 in my opinion. This is going to be the one. This is going to be the one that goes 7. I think whoever wins tonight, the opposite wins tomorrow. So I can see the Thunder winning a close one here on their home court. I can see the Nuggets winning a close one on their home court in Game 6, and then it's all hands on deck for a beautiful Game 7 between these two. I would be very intrigued if the Nuggets pulled out this series, man.
That would be crazy because none of us thought they were going to win the last series. Let's just be honest. Let's be honest. Nobody's believed in this Nuggets. Let's go back a little bit. End of the season, they fired their coach. The pressure all ramps up onto Jokic. He needs to basically lead this team with a young, inexperienced, unproven coach. And what do? They've barreled through everyone. And now they're playing the team that everyone thinks is going to be playing the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. That was almost everyone's predictions before the playoffs started. It's 2-2. They're in it, and they're playing some great basketball. So you got to give this 10-13 credit. I didn't think they would do this well in the 2025 NBA playoffs. I have to admit that. They're outperforming what I thought they would do.
So yeah, I totally agree with everything you just said. I'm taking the Nuggets with 7.5, but I do think the Thunder win this game.
JD?
If Denver had any depth whatsoever,
I couldn't agree more.
They could win the whole thing.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's their issue. They do not have any depth. Their starters are playing way too much, and they're just tired. And actually, that's what you're starting to see now, is Denver is just starting to wear down.
Oh, so you're saying playing your starters 40-plus minutes during the regular season actually helps you out for conditioning in the playoffs?
Circle the wagons, baby!
Interesting game plan.
So anyway, yeah, I mean, that is what I think this comes down to, and I think that this number seems large, but I mean, I can kind of see why. I'm not gonna touch this actual side here whatsoever. To me, though, I haven't bet it yet, but this total seems really low. I can't quite get to where I don't understand quite why it's so low. But I cannot get there. So I need to spend some more time with this game. But I am definitely leaning towards the over.
Well, JD, let me help you out, pal. Because I'm on the over. I think we see a ton of points in this game. Now it's back in OKC. I think we're going to see the Thunder have a decent offensive performance. I think this one is going to go back and forth. Footy, I see your comment in there. Joker over 27.5. I like that. I think he's going to have a bounce back game. I do want to bring up, Aiden did send me the reporting from ESPN. What they're reporting is that an anonymous player on the Denver Nuggets is saying that Russell Westbrook is too immature, that after he's not getting enough minutes, he's throwing about the temper tantrums. He's been an issue in terms of that. I don't put any stock in that.
I disagree.
You do put stock in that.
No. I disagree with that report. I saw a clip of him literally sitting in the coach's chair late in the last game, like coaching the guys up. I think he's bought into his role. And honestly, why wouldn't he? He's on a good franchise, a winning team that values him.
Yeah, and Ramona Shelbourne did report directly from ESPN as well that she doesn't see any other team signing him, but she also said, I never expected Denver to because of his personality. I don't believe any of that. I believe that he actually adds grit and challenges the guys in ways that they need to be challenged. That's why they're still here. That's why they're competing in games, because you have a guy like Russell Westbrook who, let's be honest, who's the better team here? It's not even close. On paper, OKC is the much better team. But this is an even 2-2 series. Why? Because they have guys like Russell Westbrook who have bought in, and mentally, they're tough. There aren't many people in the NBA who are tougher than Russell Westbrook. Things that have gone in his career, we've all seen the different stops he's had to make, the different paths he's had to go, and now to be a backup player from being where he was early on in his career, I give him a lot of credit, and I think that mentality helps this team significantly. I'll jump in here next. Like I said, I'm taking the over. I think this is going to have an absolute ton of points. JD, I hope I get you there. I hope you're with me. Maybe it's a collab. Who knows where the day takes us? Okay. But I do think this one goes comfortably over. When you take a look at the games here, there's really only been one game that's been super low scoring, and that was the last one that was 92-87. The game before that was 113-104. That was in Denver in overtime. I get that. But when the games have been in OKC, we have seen a ton of points. Role players play better at home. Who has the more talented role players? It is going to be OKC. Which team will benefit more from their role players being in that spot tonight? It's going to be OKC, and I think this one goes well over the total. I think we see something at least in the 230s. Anyone have anything else to add on this game before we dive into a little best bets action?
Much good.
We appreciate everyone for putting up with us today. We really do. There's been a couple things on here today, but y'all know after a Knicks win, it gets absolutely crazy on the show when you have three diehard Knicks fans. JD, you're officially a diehard Knicks fan going forward. All right, boys. He's allowed. I invited him. He gets in. You need an invite to join when the team's in a playoff ride. JD has the invite. He's been here for long enough. Let's dive in to our best bets for today, Tuesday, May 13th. Jefe, break it down. What you got for me?
I got two. One is the Yankees on the money line, Freed on the mound. We spoke about that. And the next one we did not speak about. I'm taking the Rangers on the run line, -1.5 versus the minor league team that is currently playing disguised as the Colorado Rockies. Colorado Rockies are on the road tonight, where they are 2-18 on the road. I don't think you guys heard me. They are 2-18 on the road. They have 7 wins altogether. They have a -129 run differential.
It's so bad.
I don't even know.
They're on pace to be the worst team ever, by the way. That's
they're on pace to be the worst team
say that. They're
ever
on pace
in the
to
history
be,
of, yeah,
not even close to be the second
It's
worst.
really not much even I have to speak about, but I will. Leiter's on the mound for the Rangers. He's nothing impressive, 2-2 with an ERA around 5, but at least he's not freaking Kyle Freeland, who's 0-5 with a 6.41 ERA. Welcome to the gas can standings, buddy. Rangers -1.5 is the play here.
Cook, I had to put that up there because we love when people come in here and say the Knicks made them eat their word. So we love to see that. I'll jump into my best bets. Jeez, that's a tongue twister for me today. Best bets next. I'm on the Yanks on the money line -140, and I'm on the Nuggets Thunder over 221 as my two best bets. JD, my guy, give the people some winners.
We're gonna go with a little baseball today. I'm also on the Yankees on the money line. To me, I actually think that price is just short. And then for my other best bet, let's actually go to the Diamondbacks and Giants game. Give me the over 7.5 there. That is one that I would go ahead and lock in. Because there's one that I really think we actually could see eights.
Wow.
So yeah, there's one that I would go ahead and lock in now.
There we go. All right, boys. Everybody get your phones out. Take your screenshots. Best bets are on the screen. I'm on the Yanks and the Thunder Nuggets over. FA's on the Yanks and the Rangers -1.5. JD is also on the Yanks and the D-backs Giants over 7.5. Boys, it's been a fun show. It really has. Gonna leave this up for another couple minutes. Everybody can get their screenshots. Make sure you guys get in there with us for the best bets. Jefe, any parting words for the people before we get the hell out of here today?
Sucks to be you, Boston.
Sucks to be you, Boston. JD, any parting words for the people before we get the hell out of here today?
Fuck Boston. Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Good luck tonight. Let's cash all our bets. Peace.